The Board of Trustees selected Dr. Rondeau as the next college president. We talk about what this means moving forward. Buffalo Theater's 2-year journey to get reinstated is over, but is this decision a happy ending for all? And this year, the 21st annual COD-Con Gaming Convention took place. We find out what makes this event a huge success. All that and much more on this special edition of Courier TV News. Welcome to our year-end review of Courier TV News. This week we'll be discussing college events from the past semester, such as sports, politics, and celebrations. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tyler Swanson, and I'm joined by Lucas Kaprowski and Kelly Wynn of the Courier TV newspaper. So let's get right to it. After a lengthy search, the board has decided on Rondeau as a new president. Can you tell us why the board picked her out of everybody else?
Sure. She has a lot of experience with the Higher Learning Commission, which is very valuable to this board and this college since we're on probation currently. As well, she has a lot of experience with the National Defense University as the president there, where that's a collection of 5 campuses and 9 laboratories. So that's also sort of works hand in hand with community college, such as College of DuPage's size and what we provide to the community.
Awesome. Well, she's come into kind of a lot of controversy here at the school. What do you think she needs to do to rebuild the reputation of College of DuPage?
The most important thing is to start with the faculty. Under Dr. Bruder's era, there was kind of a disconnect between faculty and administration. So the most important thing is regaining faculty's trust. In doing that, I think it will bring the whole school a lot closer to regaining its accreditation, which is the biggest issue.
Okay, great. The Student Leadership Council elected new student leaders. Can you kind of talk about the new leaders that were selected?
Sure. So for student trustee, there was Luzalina Escamilla. For president of SLC, there was Kylie Pooler, and for vice president, there was Shar Refugio. All 3 of them are very competent, and this year was the highest candidate turnout in the past 5 years. So that's wonderful, as well as the highest voter turnout in the past 3 years. So all 3 candidates really fought for their positions. The forums were great, and they are all more than capable of doing their job.
It's great that the college has a new president and new student leaders just in time for COD's 50th anniversary. CNTV reporter Brian Troutman highlights festivities the school has planned for its golden anniversary.
It's an exciting time here in Chaparral Country as COD plans to celebrate its 50th anniversary.
So the college is celebrating the 50th year that we opened its doors to the community, starting July 1st, and there will be festivities all throughout the next year through around June of 2017.
There are over 15 staffers, led by Vice President of Communication Joseph Moore, hard at work planning next year's events.
We have roughly 50 items that we're going to be doing throughout the year, or 50 events that we're going to be doing throughout the year, including social media, contests, a 5K, our homecoming event. We're going to be having a gala fashion show, so there's just going to be a lot for students to participate in throughout the year.
I'm really excited about the food truck rally this year. I feel like it's gained a lot of interest.
So there's just going to be a lot going on. It's a great opportunity for the college.
Event coordinators have asked alumni to share past memories and experiences here at COD.
Although we've had a tremendous turnout of people who are really interested in telling us our story when they were here at the very beginning of the college's life.
If you have a story of your own you would like to share, or to find out more information on the event, go to cod.edu/50.
The board made another big decision this year to reinstate the Buffalo Theater Ensemble. How does the campus feel about returning the theater?
You know what? Everybody's really excited. It's been a long time coming. They've been fighting to get BTE back for 2 years now. That being said, there's a lot of things that BTE has to do in order to kind of regain the board's trust. You know, they're looking for certain financial milestones. They want to make sure that BTE is really beneficial for everybody and for the students before putting a lot of the max money back into it.
Great. COD celebrated Black History Month for the 2nd time this February. They had a lot of special events and guests. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, the most memorable event was when the African American Student Alliance had an event in the middle of Campus Central, and they played a video of all of the shootings that have happened lately, and they had music along with it, and they just sat there and held signs, and everybody walking by just stopped, and it was completely silent. It was very powerful.
Awesome. The culinary students now run the Waterleaf restaurant. Can you guys kind of just talk about that transition?
Yeah, sure. So starting this semester, the students have completely taken over with their classes. Monday through Friday, they create the dishes in their classes, and then either for lunch or for both lunch and dinner, or just dinner on some days, they provide the meals from their classes like pre-made. There have been talks about expanding the opening hours to Saturday and Sunday, but due to work conflicts and other issues such as that, they don't know how they would go about that so far, but the transition has been very successful.
Great. Another thing that's happened this year, organizations are now allowed to hand out flyers and set up tables. Can you kind of talk about what that means to students?
Sure. So the first thing that allows is that students are now allowed to hand out printed materials on campus. The person who spearheaded that movement was Joe Enders, who's the president of the Libertarian Club / Turning Point USA chapter of COD. He and his fellow club members fell into sort of a brush with the college on handing out printed materials in front of the campus. So what they really pushed was for this, number one, to hand out the printed materials so that they're allowed to distribute materials, distribute ideas. Then number two was students are now allowed to table without having a permit if there's a table open, which then as well there's a list of 5 different levels of organizations that are connected to COD, such as students and then clubs, and that's, if you go for a reservation to get a table, there's a list and there's a order to who gets what table depending on when they reserve it.
Awesome. CODCON celebrated its 21st year this year at the college with record high numbers. Can you kind of talk about how it continues to grow?
Yeah. The gaming community seems to have be expanding just in general across the world, and that's no surprise here at COD. Over the past couple years, there have been tons of gamers. Our office is actually right across the way from Student Life, and we'd see tons and tons of gaming and just vibrance in that sense as well. Just the whole gaming culture has become bigger at COD, as I said before. But yeah, a large part of the student body relates to gaming, and that's why I think it's been growing every year.
Awesome. We'll look forward to continued growth of that. Chaparral Sports had an interesting run. Here's Zach Long with a look back at COD's spring programs.
The track and field team has potential, but circumstances slowed them down.
The track and field team did all right this year. They could have done a lot better if they had more people on their roster. They do have a pole vaulter, Nathaniel Westelick, who's very talented. He's second in the nation in his division.
Both of the baseball and softball team had tremendous success this year and hope to keep thriving going forward.
The baseball team did very well. They ended up with a record of 38-13, which is almost a 3-to-1 ratio, which is very good. The softball team did pretty well. They had a record of 33-18, which is almost a 2-to-1 ratio. They came first in hits with about 578, and they came first in doubles with 117. They're a talented group of girls. They're a good team. Tennis, they were doing really well this year. They were undefeated with a 9-0 record. Then they came up against Prairie State, which also had an undefeated record, and they lost to them. But overall, a pretty good team. The coach thinks that maybe with athletic scholarships that they would be able to do better.
As the spring sports season draws to a close, the athletes look forward to the fall. I'm CNTV reporter Zach Long.
I'd like to thank Lucas Kaprowski and Kelly Wynn for taking their time out of their busy schedules to be with us today. Lucas, congrats on your new position as editor-in-chief.
Thank you.
And Kelly, good luck at new school.
Thanks.
We'd like to thank everyone for watching this year to celebrate Courier TV News success. We'd leave you with our blooper reel. We hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the fall.
I may not be running for president, but the 3 top candidates of COD's next president have been meeting here over the past 3 nights to present some of their opinions on the board. You should probably figure out what I'm going to say first.
What did I say? Adjunct. I'm sorry.
Nick, the board did a pretty good job tonight on voting on some pretty important issues, but I'm not able to say that there wasn't any fighting or disputes going on.
Well, wouldn't be a board meeting without that. What can you know? What can you
Can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this.
I can't pretend to be
It's
friends
so
with
hard.
him.
Like,
Did I say it again?
yes.
Adjunct.
Adjunct. What do you want? Where do you want me to focus?
Am I experiencing Snapchat for the
Yes,
first
I
time?
am.
Yes.
I am? Okay.
Do you have a Snapchat?
No.
I'm always Snapchatting.
and local primaries is adjunct instructor Bill Enright of the Political Science Department. All that and much more on this special edition of Courier TV News. Boom!
I say, hey, what's going on?
Have a great weekend.